dear students. This is my third class on flowchart, and those who have attended my previous two classes have learned how to write flowchart. Today, it's our practice session. In this practice session, I will make you practice flowchart depending on a certain topic, or you can say depending on a certain lesson. But before starting flowchart, I'd like to talk about a certain lesson, because if we want to practice flowchart, we need to learn a lesson. Today we will talk about unit 12, lesson 5. Okay, so my dear students, we will talk about unit 12, lesson 5. What is our target of discussion today? Dear students, look at the slide. Now we are going to have our topic. Okay, let us have a look towards the question. Here the headline is okay. Here the question is, read the following text and make a flowchart by showing the objectives or goals of targets of peace movement. Dear students, I am going to repeat. Read the following text and make a flowchart by showing the objectives or goals or targets of peace movement. With this title or with this question, it has been really clear to you, I think, the subject matter of our flowchart. We are going to talk about the objectives of peace movement. We are going to talk about a lesson, and in this lesson we will get the objectives of peace movement. And you know that there is a unit, and then the unit is 12, and under this unit there is a certain lesson, and the lesson number is 5. In this lesson there is written a lot of sentences, a lot of issues regarding peace movement. In this lesson we will get the objectives or goals of peace movement. Peace movement aims at achieving some goals or targets, or we can say objectives. So our target of flowchart is objectives or goals or targets of peace movement. Dear student, if you want to get objectives or goals or targets of peace movement from the passage, you have to learn the passage very effectively, very accordingly. If you can learn the passage, if you can understand the passage, it will be really easier for you to get the answer of our flowchart. Dear students, look at the third slide. In this slide we will get a passage, and this is the first paragraph of the passage. In this lesson we have two paragraphs. Now I am going to talk about the first paragraph. Dear students, look at. A peace movement is a social movement that seeks to achieve ideals such as a peace movement is a social movement that seeks to achieve ideals such as the ending of a particular war or all wars, minimize inter-human violence in a particular place or a type of situation, including ban of guns, and is often linked to the goal of achieving world peace. This is a very long line, but in this line you have a lot of information. Let us repeat the sentence. A peace movement. We are talking about a peace movement, and this peace movement is called a social movement that seeks. That means with peace movement we aim to achieve some goals. The first goal of this peace movement is the ending of a particular war. Dear student, that seeks to achieve ideals. Here ideal means, here in ideals means you can say goals, you can say objectives, you can say targets. So a peace movement has some definite targets or goals or ideals. The first ideal of a peace movement is to end a particular war. The first objective of peace movement is to end a particular war or all wars. The second target of peace movement is to minimize interhuman violence. There exists violence between human to human, between human and human, and we want to reduce, we want to lessen this interhuman violence. And to reduce interhuman violence is a vital target of peace movement. Up to this part, we have got two targets of peace movement. One is end of a particular war or all wars. Second one is to minimize interhuman violence. Let us talk about the later phases. Including ban of guns. Ban of guns is also a target of peace movement. So, my dear students, we are involved in peace movement to achieve some goals or ideals or targets. The first target is to end all the wars or a particular war in a situation or event. The second one is to minimize interhuman violence. The third one is ban of guns, and is often linked to the goal of achieving world peace. Yes, students, this is another important phase for you. We are talking about peace movement, and peace movement is working to ensure peace all over the world. There are different organizations of peace movement, but all the organizations are having different objectives, but one objective is common to all, and that is achieving world peace. We need to ensure world peace, and in order to ensure world peace, there is one tool, and that is peace movement. So we have got another target of peace movement, and that is achieving world peace. Dear students, means to achieve these ends. Means to achieve these ends. Look at please here. Another word, ends. Here ends means goals. Ends means objectives. Ends means goals or targets. Okay. So we can say means to achieve these goals. If we want to reach, if we want to ensure these goals, we have some ways. We have some ways. Look at the board or look at the slide, dear students. Means to achieve these ends or means to achieve these goals. If we want to confirm the goals of peace movement, we have some tools. That means we have some ways by which we can achieve the goals of peace movement. There are some 11 ways, I think. Number 1, advocacy of pacifism. Number 2, non-violent resistance, diplomacy, boycotts, demonstration, peace camps, supporting anti-war political candidates and banning guns, creating open government, direct democracy, supporting people who expose war crimes or conspiracies to create wars, and making laws. Some of you make mistakes in writing flowchart. When you are told, dear students, when you are told to write the targets of peace movement, some of the students make mistakes by taking answer from the ways. Dear students, these are the ways of achieving the goals. You are not allowed to use these ways in place of targets or goals. There are 11 ways. Through these 11 ways, you can ensure or confirm, you can achieve the targets of peace movement. Next one, different organizations involved in peace movement. I have already told you that there are a lot of organizations all over the world working for peace movement. All the organizations don't have the same targets or movement. Different organizations have varied or diverse targets. Look at please. Different organizations have different or diverse targets, but one target or goal is common to all organizations. and it is sustainability of peace. It is sustainability of peace. So my dear students, up to this part we have completed the understanding of first paragraph. I'm going to repeat. I'm going to have the summary of this first paragraph. A peace movement is a social movement. It's number one information. It's the first information in the passage. A peace movement is a social movement. With this peace movement, we look for some ideals. We want to achieve some ideals. A peace movement, which is a social movement, has some targets. And we have got 3 or 4 targets in the first paragraph. And in order to achieve these 3 or 4 targets, we have 11 ways. Okay. And we have talked about different organizations working for different targets, but one target is common to all, and this target is named sustainability of peace. This is our first paragraph. Now dear student, let us start our second slide. That means second paragraph of the passage. Look at the first line. Peace movement is basically an all-encompassing end-to-war movement. Throughout the world, people are engaged in war, in strife, and our main fight is against war now. That's why the line is there. Peace movement is basically an all-encompassing anti-war movement. What is the antonym of peace? The antonym of peace is war. So we are fighting against war to ensure peace. That's why you can say peace movement is all-encompassing an anti-war movement. I can simply say peace movement is an anti-war movement. Clear to you? So up to this part, we have got that a peace movement is a social movement. We have got that a peace movement is an anti-war movement. So I can say a peace movement is a social as well as anti-war movement. Okay, and through this social or anti-war movement, we have some targets to gain, and in order to gain these targets, we have 11 ways. Now let us start the second sentence of the second paragraph. It is primarily characterized by a belief that human beings should not wage war or on each other or engage in violent conflict over language, race, natural resources, religion, and ideology. I'm going to repeat. Peace movement is primarily characterized on a belief. Look at the word belief. Dear students, what kind of parts of peace is belief? Do you know? What kind of parts of peace is belief? Write in the comment box. Dear students, those who are with me are requested to write down the name of the parts of peace. A brief. What kind of parts of peace is belief? It's noun. What is the verb form of belief? What is the verb form of belief, my dear students? What is the verb form of belief? The verb form of belief is believe. So peace movement believes that we, the human beings, should not involve ourselves in conflicts over language, race, natural resources, religion, or ideology. According to the line, we understand that with language, race, natural resource, religion, or ideology, we should not get ourselves involved in war or conflict. This is a belief of peace movement. It is believed that military power is not the equivalent of justice. it is believed that military power is not the equivalent of justice. What does it mean? It means that you cannot ensure peace with military power. Military power is not the precondition of justice. That's why you can say military power is not the equivalent of justice. The peace movement tends to oppose. This is very, very important. We are talking about a flowchart. What is our subject matter of this flowchart? The subject matter of this flowchart is the targets or goals or objectives of peace movement. We have already got 4 or 5 targets of peace movement. Now we are heading towards another target. Dear students, look at the slide. A peace movement, the peace movement tends to oppose the proliferation of dangerous technologies and weapons of mass destruction, in particular nuclear weapons and biological warfare. The students, look at the board, please. There is an important word that we need to learn. There is an important word that we need to learn, and that is a proliferation. Look at. If this passage is important for question number 1, for question number 2, for question number 3. This passage is the most important passage of your English for today book. Dear students, the passage on peace movement is the most important passage in your EFT book, and that's why we need to learn this passage very effectively. And if this passage is given at question number 1, definitely one synonym will be there, and the synonym is, what is the synonym of proliferation? In Bengali, proliferation means bistriti, and we can say expansion. So what is the synonym of proliferation? The synonym of proliferation is expansion. Peace movement doesn't support. Peace movement doesn't support means opposes. What does peace movement oppose? Look at the board. Peace movement opposes the proliferation of dangerous technologies and weapons. Peace movement tends to oppose. Peace movement has the tendency to oppose the proliferation of dangerous technologies and weapons. Okay. And we have got 2 names, nuclear weapons and biological warfare, as dangerous technologies and weapons. Okay. Peace movement doesn't support that dangerous technologies and weapons get proliferated or expanded. Okay, this is another target of peace movement. Moreover, many object the export of weapons, including handheld machine gun and grenade, by leading economic nations to leisure economic nations. Peace movement opposes, or peace movement has an objection, and that is the industrially developed countries or economically developed countries should not export weapons to the leisure economically developed countries, because if a less developed country gets weapons, gets handheld machine guns or grenades, definitely it will try to show its power, and definitely the situation of the world will be under trouble. Okay, so my dear students, up to this part we have got some targets or ways of goals of peace movement. Okay, dear students, now I'd like to talk about the flowchart. At the very beginning of our discussion, I told you that Today we are going to talk about Unit 12, Lesson 5, and it is about a piece movement. From this passage, very often a flowchart is given. What is the subject matter of this flowchart? The targets or goals or aims of piece movement. Now we are going to talk about the flowchart. Our next slide, please. Okay, sorry. This is a PowerPoint presentation. This is a PowerPoint presentation, and in this PowerPoint, I have not been able to create a flowchart. That's why I have written the line. Okay, these lines, there should be a box, and inside the box there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, I have not been able to create a box there, to create 6 boxes there. That's why I have written like that. I'm going to write on the board. Okay, I'm going to write on the virtual board. In the meanwhile, we have talked about the targets of piece movement. We have talked about the whole passage, and this passage contains 2 paragraphs. Okay, this passage contains 2 paragraphs. Dear students of Dhaka College and dear students of other institutions, all of you are requested to open your EFT book if you have with you. Okay, if you don't have, please look at the slide. We need to find out 6 goals or targets of piece movement. Okay, the first one is given. Now I would like to have the second one. In order to get the second answer, we need to start with our first paragraph. Dear students, we need to start with our first paragraph. First paragraph, please. The beginning of the passage. Third slide. This one. Okay. Look at the slide, dear students. The first box contains the answer. Termination of all words. Dear student, this is the first box. Okay, I have started with the number. I have started with capital T. I have not used any full stop. Okay, and this is a phrase. I told you that if you want to get highest mark, that is 10 out of 10, you have to maintain some rules and regulations of writing flowchart. And that is, you have to draw the box with pencil. The box should be really charming. The answer should be with capital letter. You are not allowed to write sentence inside the box. You have to write phrase. This is the first box that we have got in the question. Now, I'd like to start with the second answer. Dear students, what is your second answer? What is your second answer according to the passage? And you must have to maintain sequence. You must have to write down the objectives or goals of piece movement according to serial. According to a serial. Okay, that is maintained in the passage. I have got the first answer, termination of all words, and the second answer is, dear students, write in the comment box what is the answer, what is the second answer of our flowchart. Okay, let us write down the headline. A flowchart showing the targets of piece movement is given below. Okay, this is the box. What is the second answer? The second answer is, I have started with noun phrase. Okay, I have started with noun. You have to use noun phrase here. And the second answer is related to minimizing inter-human violence. How can we write it? We can write minimization of interhuman violence. Minimization of interhuman violence. We have got the second answer, dear students. My dear students of inter first year as well as second year, I know that there are some students of second year also, because flowchart is needed both for first year and second year, and you are requested to cooperate me by writing the answer in the comment box, and I will have a look. The first answer is termination of all words. This was given in the question. I have written minimization of interhuman violence. I have not treated minimize or to minimize or minimizing. I have started with noun phrase. Minimization of interhuman violence. Our third box. Our third box is related to, what is your answer, my dear students? Write in the comment box. Okay, thank you. Abir Hassan has written banning of guns, Suraya Sultana, minimization. Okay, thank you. Okay, you are requested to start with noun phrase. Don't start with verb plus ing. Yes, thank you, Atikur Rahman. Can I start with ban of guns? Here ban is a noun. Yes. Shamim Rani, thank you. Habur Rahman, thank you. Okay, all of you are writing really well. Now we are going to head towards our fourth answer. Okay, our fourth answer is, I have told you that in the first paragraph, the peace movement is related to achieving world peace. That means peace movement has a definite target, and the target is to ensure peace all over the world. But how can we? One student has written advocacy of pacifism. For you, I want to say that advocacy of pacifism is not the target of peace movement. Advocacy of pacifism is one of the ways of achieving these goals or targets. Please don't write. What is the noun form of achieve, dear students? What is the noun form of achieve, dear students? What is the noun form of achieve? Write in the comment box. My dear students, what is the noun phrase of achieve or noun? What is the noun form? Yes, thank you. Junaid, thank you. Okay, got it. So, I shouldn't use achieve, I shouldn't use to achieve, I shouldn't use achieving. I should use number 4. Achievement of world peace. This is our fourth answer. Now I'd like to start with fifth one. Sorry. The fifth answer is at the end of first paragraph. What is our fifth answer? And you have to start with noun. That is, you have to create a noun phrase. Dear students, termination of all wars, minimization of inter-human violence, ban of guns, achievement of world peace. Who can give me the fifth answer? Who can give me the fifth answer? I am waiting for your answer, dear students. I am waiting for your answer. Peace movement has not a target like proliferation of dangerous technologies. Peace movement opposes the proliferation of dangerous technological weapons. Yes, excellent answer from Abdullah Al-Maruf. No. Yes. Start with capital letter. Start with capital letter. Excellent answer. Excellent answer. All of you are welcome here. I can say sustainability of peace. Sustainability of peace, okay. There is one answer left, and this answer is not given in the first slide, first paragraph. Now we are going to the second paragraph. Okay, thank you. Now try to find out another objective of peace movement from the second paragraph. Who can give me the sixth answer? Who can give me? Who can give me? Peace movement have two targets, and I have talked about two targets which are included in the second paragraph. Second paragraph, can I say? What can be taken? What can be taken? Comment please. I would like to have the sixth answer, please. Right. Entire movement. Peace movement is an entire movement, but yes, thank you. Excellent answer. Stoppage of the expansion of perilous. Perilous means peril. Peril means in Bengali bipod. The synonym of peril is danger. The adjective form of danger is dangerous. The adjective form of peril is perilous. So my dear students, I would request you to use perilous. Avoid dangerous, because dangerous is a very common word. Okay. I have got stoppage of the expansion of perilous weapons and technologies. I have written 6 answers. Okay. There is another answer, but we will not use, and the last answer is there are 7. Dear students, there are 7 targets or goals or aims or ideals or ends of peace movement in this passage. 7 targets or goals or aims or ideals or ends. I have written the 6th answer. Now I would like to teach you the seventh answer, although we will not use. The seventh answer is objection to. The seventh answer is objection to export of weapons. Objection to export of weapons. Okay, objection to export of weapons. But we will not use it because we have already completed our flowchart. As some activities are still left in terms of writing this flowchart, the last box has taken the highest portion of space, so I should block like this. You should block like this. Okay, you should not block here, you should not block here, you should not block here. You have to block according to the box which has taken more portion of space. Okay, I have drawn 6 boxes, I have written 6 phrases, I have written 6 noun phrases. My dear students of inter first year as well as second year, look at me. I have drawn 6 boxes. I have written 6 noun phrases. I have started with capital letter. Look at please. I have not used any full stop because all are phrases, not sentence. At the end of phrases, you are not allowed to use any kind of punctuation mark. Okay. One important task is still left. One important task is still left. And what is this? Yes. Najib Mahmoud Bhuiya, you have really well. You have been answered really well. Okay. We are attending an English class and we need to learn English. We need to practice English. While practicing English or learning English, we may make mistakes, but we will not take into account because man learns certainly through mistakes. Okay. So, my dear students, this is the answer. So I need to use the arrow here. You will get 10 out of 10 if you maintain all the rules and regulations of flowchart. Dear students, I am talking about for 38 or 39 minutes. I want to give you some suggestion for your upcoming class test. Right now, I want to talk about another 5 minutes, and within these 5 minutes, I will talk about some important topics about your upcoming class test. You know that still now you have not attended any exam, but exam is coming for you. And do you know the syllabus of your class test 1? Dear students, do you know the class test 1? Do you know the syllabus of your class test 1? Okay, let me tell you. In your class test 1, you have to answer 20 MCQ. You have to answer 20, excuse me. In your class test 1, you have to answer 20 MCQs. Okay. And for this 20 MCQs, there is a syllabus. You have to learn Unit 1, you have to learn Unit 2, you have to learn Unit 3 of your English for Today book. You have to learn the important passages of Unit 1, Unit 2 and Unit 3 for your CT1. Okay. We are heading, dear students, we are heading towards CT1 and the syllabus is related to Unit 1, Unit 2 and Unit 3 of your English for Today book, and there will be 2 grammatical items. One is article and another is preposition. Okay, one is article, another is preposition. From article and prepositions there will be 10 marks, and from these 3 units, there will be 10 marks. So in total 20 marks. But questions like identification of parts of speech, question like synonym or antonym will be given. I'm going to repeat. If you want to get good marks, from unit 1 or unit 2 or unit 3, you have to learn the important lessons very well. While you will be learning, you are requested to find out the important words. You have to learn synonym or antonym, because in your question synonym or antonyms will be given. You have to identify parts of speech. For example, try to better your situation. I'm just giving you a certain way of getting the format. Try to better your situation. Better is underlined. Question will be given. What kind of parts of speech is the underlined word? What kinds of parts of speech in the underlined word? Better. The students, write in the comment box what kind of parts of speech is the underlined word. The question setter will take the help of a sentence from unit 1 or 2 or 3, and the question setter will underline a certain word, and the question setter will ask you to identify the parts of speech of this underlined word. You have to underline. Or you might be asked to find out the synonym or antonym of a certain word. Dear students, all the questions will be related to unit 1, unit 2 and unit 3. Okay? Today I have talked about flowchart and I have completed flowchart writing. I don't want to talk about flowchart anymore. I have a class with you on next Wednesday. The next class of you will be conducted by me. In that class, I will talk about unit 1. That is very, very important for your class test 1. I will talk about unit 1. I will talk about either Nelson Mandela or unforgettable history, or you can say the history speech on 7th March. Then I will show you the real questions or real formats of question. I will show you the format that will help you to understand the questions of your upcoming class test 1. So my dear students, I don't want to continue anymore. Today I'd like to stop here. Thank you for your excellent and active participation. We are really overjoyed with the participation you have already ensured. Thank you for being with me. I'd like to invite you to my next class that will be held on next Wednesday. Thank you. Goodbye.